Hello, it's Sarah Jane from Cards and a Cuppa. I'm back today with a tutorial for you for these little note card boxes. I had a class this week with a set of note cards, and I just needed something to keep them in, so I come up with this little box. This is the one we made at class, which was a plain card, and then we just stamped ink using gorgeous grunge all over it, and then just tied it with some thick twine. This one is another variation that I've just made, making a crumb cake box. You can see it easily fits at least 4 note cards in, with a bit of embellishment as well. And then I've just used some of the Adventure Bound Designer Series paper stack. I'm going to put all my measurements on my blog, so if you don't get it, don't panic about writing it down. But the Designer Series paper on the front of this is cut to 9.4 centimetres wide. This piece is 11.3, and this little bit up here is 2.8 centimetres. So just in case you wanted to cover your box with Designer Series paper. For the purposes of today's video, I'm going to make a different box again, different pattern on it. I'm going to make it so it matches this notelet that we used with Butterfly Basic stamp set, and it just uses the masking technique on this butterfly and the fern leaves. That's the two. I've got it in wood mount, so it comes in 2 separate boxes. Okay, so let's make the box first. So you need just 1 sheet of A4 paper, or card rather, 1 sheet of A4 card, and on the short side you're going to score at 2.5 centimetres. Now I'm going to score using this side because you've got this whole piece to butt your edge up against, so we're going to score down at 2.5 to start with. Then I'm going to flip it round. So I've scored at 2.5, now I'm going to move along to 12.5 and then cut at 15 centimetres. Keep this bit, that's your lid. Now you're going to swing this round, pull out your arm, and you're going to score. So put your cutting blade to the bottom, and then hopefully you won't accidentally cut instead of scoring. Then you're going to score at 12 centimetres. 14.5 centimetres, and then you're going to cut at 26.5 centimetres. That's waste, you don't need that. So to make the lid, you're going to use the offcut of the rest of the card, and you're going to score at 1 centimetres. Again, I'm going to score at this side at the 1 centimetres, and then flip it round so that it's you make sure it's nice and straight. Then you're going to score at 11.3, 13.9 centimetres, 24.2, and then cut at 26.8. That's waste. And then you're going to score right down this side at 2.7 centimetres. Move your cutting blade out of the way. So score right down there, and that's your lid made. Now before you do any folding, we're going to do the decoration on this one. So to start with, I'm going to get my butterfly. Remember, we're going to make it to match this. I'm going to get my butterfly and a post-it note. These ones are all over sticky, so if you can find them, it's really handy because there's no chance of it slipping or lifting as you use it to mask. So then literally all you're going to do is cut round it roughly. If you've got the dies, great, but they are only just back in stock, so hopefully mine will be shipped soon, but I'm not sure just for a masking technique, they're entirely essential. I think they might give a little border as well, which wouldn't be great. So hand cut's fine. You don't have to be too accurate for this. Really, all you want is to make sure that when you stamp your fern, it doesn't look like it's over the front of the butterfly. So it's just a little added extra when you do it. So get that, get rid of that. Back to your Night of Navy ink pad, and then I'm just going to move that out of the way. I'm just going to fold in one of these and use my bone folder so that it doesn't stamp on the bottom. So we're going to stamp the butterfly first. Remember, you've got to leave it a little bit down because you've got to allow for your lid to be there. So stamp your butterfly. Give it a minute or a moment, and then pop your butterfly over the top. And you can see it's not hugely accurate, but anyway, it'll be fine. So then Old Olive ink pad and the fern, and then all I'm going to do is ink this up. Well, my ink pad's a bit dry and I'm waiting on a re-inker for this one, so I'll make sure I ink it up really well, and then stamp one leaf over. You're not going to get a really crisp image, or a really intense image rather. It's crisp, it's just not as, it's not going to be as bold if you're stamping on crumb cake ink, crumb cake card, because obviously it's not as shiny as Whisper White. So I think I'm going to give it that extra little leaf there. And then let's have the crumb cake ink pad and add a little bit of this honeycomb to the bottom. And that's the box. Take this post-it note off, and then you've got the masked butterfly, so it looks like it's flying in front of the ferns. While I'm here, I'm just going to add just the tips of the fern to the lid of the box. I'm going to do both sides, so it's front and back, so then it won't matter which side is the front and back when we assemble it. Okay, now let's get back to making the box. So next we're going to just reinforce all the folds and use a bone folder. There we go. To do that, and the same with the lid. Okay, so to assemble this box, all you're going to do now is cut in at these two centre points. This is to the centre score line, to the side score line. There you go. And then, so we want that. So we're going to we want these bits to fold in, so we're going to add glue to the here and here and glue the outside edges. Make sure that's straight. So you're going to glue to the outside edges, and that way when you fold the front up and glue it, then the neat side is at the front and the open bits, if you like, at the back, so they're less visible. So let's just go ahead and glue down these bits. I'm just going to literally pop my bone folder in there and just press while that glue sticks. Doesn't take long for Tombow. And then the same on this side. And the same with the bone folder. And there's the basics of the box. So we'll just make the lid now, and all you're going to do is you've got one side that is slightly deeper than the other. This is the 2.7 centimeters that you measured, so you've stamped on the slightly wider side. It is, how much is it? Let's tell you, it's about 3.4, 3.3, so it is marginally bigger. So you're just going to cut down to this long score line on the 2.7 centimeter side, and each of these score lines, and then on this last one where you've just got the 1 centimeter edge, you're just going to cut that top section only away, and that's, so then you've got all your little bits like this. So glue this square, fold it in, hold it, and then this square, fold that in, and this bit you're going to glue along this edge so that it covers these two inner flaps when you fold it round, just for neatness. And then before that's fully dry, just pop a bit of glue on that 1 centimeter bit and fold that in too. Now luckily I stamped the front and the back, so it doesn't matter which end it was. And now there's decoration on the front, and that's the neat side too because that's folded back. So you're going to pop that onto your little box, and there you have your notelet card keeper to match these notelets. Remember, all the measurements I will be putting on my blog, and if you've got any questions or suggestions, please let me know. Don't forget to check out my other videos on YouTube either. Thanks for watching today.